Hey, this is James Campion, the author of Shout It Out Loud, the story of Kiss's Destroyer and the making of an American icon, and you are listening to my buddies Tom and Zeus and the Shout It Out Loudcast. Rock on, boys.
And reports tonight on how destruction is impacting the campus community.
Names of O'Hara Hall, Skid Row, T-Zone, Banff.
Badass motherfuckers.
Somph, sit on my face.
Drinking like fucking ass pre-gaming, as we call it. What is this dorm damage, Bill, on our tuition statement?
Dorm damage?
Well, we only broke like 3 chairs and 4 desks this month.
Is that a positive thing? Bam! That's right. We're back with another episode of Dorm Damage, the show where anything and everything is on the table and the table gets smashed. This is episode 125. And Zeus, we're taking a trip back to Bedford Falls. Or is it Pottersville?
Yeah, so we're doing part 2 of It's a Wonderful Life, part of our Christmas December specials that we're doing here. All right. So next, it opens up with the scenery.
What?
They're at this place, this shithole, and they're picking up Mr. Giuseppe Martini.
I love him.
And his family.
Yep.
With his horrendous bad Italian accent.
Oh, God. Yeah.
What is with this movie? Picking actors that are in their like 50s or 60s to portray young people.
Yeah.
This guy and his wife, who both look like they're in their 50s and 60s,
the only thing
supposedly have little kids.
Yeah, the only thing I can think for that is in that era, I don't know if there were many like quote unquote young actors that were in big movies. So maybe they had to take like older people and
hold that thought. Okay. Because Martini looks like he's 60.
Maybe except for Zuzu.
Yeah. So they're at the shithole in Pottersville, and they're bringing them to their new house in Bailey Park. Now, remember that. Bailey Park, where a bunch of housing is being built thanks to the building and loan. So it's a nice house.
Section 8 housing, right.
Yeah, they get out of the projects. And, George puts all the kids in there. There's like fucking 15 kids and a goat. If that's not stereotypical of the trying to make of the Mediterranean immigrants of the era.
Hey, Giuseppe Martini, here's your fees.
No more, we live like a pig in Pottersville.
Yeah, go fuck a goat, okay?
Why are you telling me to go fuck a goat all the time? That's a great line in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Exactly.
The transaction has been closed. That guy's the best.
That guy's the fucking MVP. Maybe eventually we'll just start doing comedies as well, because we're getting into this. But anyways.
So they show up at Bailey Park, and Mary's there supporting him again as the best housewife. She's got a little, like, Musketeer outfit on. I don't know what she was dressed like.
Dude, she is DTF. She is down to...
She was like, bread, so you can stick it up your wife's ass.
Wine.
Bottle of wine.
You can get me drunk.
So you can fucking get hammered and have a threesome with us. And these fucking kids... And he's holding them, and I'm like, that 60-year-old man just had all these little 5-year-old, 2-year-old kids?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? His wife looks even older. Fucking nonsense. And as they're doing this, there's a couple cutback scenes. So then they cut back to Potter in his office, and a rent collector tells Potter about Bailey Park and explain to him what we're missing. That Bailey doesn't make a fucking dime off these things, not really making rich, but he's helping everybody get out of Pottersville, and Potter's losing tenants to this beautiful place. He's like, they could get twice as much for it, but he doesn't give a fuck, and he's building on the place, and they're all laughing at you, Mr. Potter. Oh, yeah? Even though the Baileys haven't make anything?
Doesn't matter. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And he's like, I used to hunt squirrels there myself, he says. But it's basically... he's telling me it used to be an old cemetery. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But he's losing his tenants. And then while he's there, you see the part where he's like, tell the congressman to wait. His phone's ringing.
Yeah.
And showing how powerful Potter is. And then the guy walks out and he goes, oh, well, one of these days, this bright young man will be asking George Bailey for a job. dude, that guy looks like he's 45, 50.
They all do.
What the fuck?
Well, but it's the same thing. It's not just this movie. Go back and look at like sitcoms from the 70s. Like Mr. Roper was like 30 in that fucking Three's Company. Like, that's what all these people look fucking old.
Like Alice was like 35.
Exactly.
On the Brady Bunch. Like, what? Mister, you've stolen $8,000 from my drunk uncle and made me want to commit suicide. But when you use language like that in front of my kids.
But when you hold up that loaf of bread in front of my hot wife.
Anyways, so while they're there, they cut back to Martine in his house. All of a sudden, Sam Wainwright shows up with this hot smoking wife.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got a big new fancy car.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, and he's probably like, dude, I used to bang her. You want to jump in the car with us, Mary? But he says, hey, why don't you guys drive down to Florida with us? We can't. He's like, oh, you still married to that old broken down building in Lone?
Why would you say that? What an asshole.
Like, I love Sam, but he has no problem shitting on George. I gave him the opportunity to come in on the ground floor on plastics.
Yeah.
And he turned it down. George is like, what the fuck?
George is like, can you make me feel like a bigger shit? You remind me that I fucked up a business investment. You insult
my wife.
Yeah, you insult where I work. Honestly, George Bailey should have been like, mister, you insult me. Like he could have pulled a Mike Brady right there.
Bye, George. See you in the funny papers. Hee-haw.
Yeah, what is that?
Was that a thing back then? I don't know.
I can tell you right now, Zeus, if you ever said hee-haw to me as you're saying goodbye, I'd be like, what the fuck is the matter with you?
Why, hello, Sam. But anyway, then George sees his dump of a car. He's, see you later, Sam. And Mary's like, dude, I should have fucking married that guy.
God, I'm with this tool bag.
But now they cut to this great scene where George is in Potter's office, and it's showing that Potter invited him, and he's trying to get one over on him. And Potter admits to George that he's defeated him. And just take, for instance, the Depression. You know, you saved the building alone, and I saved everything else. And then George is like, people would say you stole it, George. The envious ones, George. The suckers.
Yeah, the suckers.
Suckers.
Yeah.
And then he says he's 28 years old at the time, and Potter tries to convince him, to basically leave the building alone. Come work for me. I'll buy him off, right?
That's right. Yep.
And unless you want to play nursemaid to a bunch of garlic eaters.
Can you, dude, no, I don't get offended by that, but that's a great insult. Like that's a really good Italian insult.
That's an ethnic insult. Don't worry, us Greeks get that shit too.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
a bunch of garlic eaters.
That's good. That's good.
I remember my dad had a friend that would come to the restaurant. He was an older, nice man. So I always used to say, hey, how you doing, Mr. So-and-so? I won't say his name, but
yeah.
And he would tell me stories that he got teased. Even though he spoke English, I think his parents are off the boat, but when he was little, because his parents would put an onion in his lunchbox and he would just eat a raw onion.
What?
They were so broke, so he would eat like a raw onion in class.
Dude, do you remember that Seinfeld episode where George can't see and he thinks he's eating an apple and he bites into an onion? That was a joke, and this poor guy was doing it for real.
See, that's what I think of. A bunch of garlic eaters.
Oh, onion guy.
Yikes. Oh, yeah. So I remember that part. Oh. And so George says, what do you make? 45? 45!
Yeah.
He makes $45.
Yep.
A week. And basically, Potter offers him $20,000 a year.
Dude, that's a shit ton of money.
Back then, a couple of business trips to New York, Europe once in a while.
Get some sexy dresses for that hot wife of yours.
Oh, yeah. Oh, get some fucking bitches on the side. Man, he's like, what about the buildings on? Come on, man. He's like, what the fuck, dude? Forget the buildings alone. Then he says he's got to ask his wife. Sure, take 24 hours. Just when then he shakes his hand
Yeah.
And he looks at himself shaking Potter's hand.
And he's like, fuck, I can't believe I'm doing this. Yep.
Yeah. He's like, I know the answer. The answer is no, no, God damn it. And he realizes how Potter gets away with his shit. And he almost fell for it.
Slippery.
He's like, you're nothing but a scurvy little spider. And that goes for you. And that goes for you, too.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Dude, how about the creepy caretaker guy that he has behind him?
Yeah.
That guy's fucking spooky looking.
Yeah, that guy's like his little fucking Igor or something, like his little buddy.
Yeah. And then he goes home and he hears what Potter said in his dreams and then his own dreams that he had with Mary. And he sees that George lassos the moon. Mary's up singing and she wants to fuck.
Oh, she is ready.
So Mary's up and starts singing. She wants to bang and fuck. He's like, why did you marry me, Mary? She says, to keep from being an old maid, hint, hint.
Yep.
Then she tells him she's pregnant. And cue to the narrating clouds again now. They go back to them.
Yep, the angels talking.
And as you can see, George never leaves Bedford Falls.
Never.
Dude, what a fucking life. Oh, that poor bastard.
It's a wonderful life, remember?
Oh. And then the montage starts happening. Mary has a boy, then a girl. And they see her working on the house. George comes home late from the office, and he always knocks off that knob on the staircase every time. The war comes. They have 2 more kids. Then all the characters, they start going through them about what they did in World War II.
Yep.
Uncle Billy and Gower sold war bonds. Bertha Kopp was injured in North Africa. Fucking someone so parachuted. Ernie the cop. Ernie the cab.
Yep.
Parachuted in
Ernie
France.
the cab driver. Yep.
The other guy was Marty did something, and then fucking Mom and what do you call it? Did the USO shit? I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, no,
then
you're right. That's back. That's all. That's what they all did. They were all like heroes.
And
That's
Potter
what they did.
was on the draft board.
Yep. Yeah.
And then Harry, they tell the story, shot down a bunch of planes and then fucking shot one specifically that was going to crash and kill a bunch of soldiers. So he became a big hero. And George, because of his ear, couldn't do anything. Right?
Yep.
So, and then they cut back, tell him what happened today. So then they start with today at 10 a.m.
Oh, God.
Yeah, George shows Ernie the paper about Harry, and then they show on the cover of the newspaper Harry meets Harry Truman, and they're going to have a big celebration for him when he comes home. And, you know, George continues bragging about his brother. Then he walks into the building alone, and Harry calls him from D.C., and then all of a sudden they meet Mr. Carter, the bank examiner.
Mr. Bank Examiner, yes.
Yeah, who wants to spend Christmas with his family in Elmira. I remembered Elmira.
Upstate New York.
And Elmira.
Yep.
And so during that time, Uncle Ace goes to the bank and he sees Potter and he has the deposit of $8,000 in an envelope. And then he sees Potter and he's trying to fucking shove it in Potter's face about the Bailey brothers are heroes.
Yep.
And then he fucking gives him the paper, but with the paper, he gives him the $8,000 that he went to go cash.
And when you're watching that for the first time, you're like, God damn it. Are you kidding me right now?
And when you watch it for the 150th time, like me, I'm always like, how the fuck do you not remember that you just gave it to him? How the fuck are you that stupid?
I agree. I know. It's so bad.
He fucks up and gives Potter the $8,000. And what a shitbag Potter's like, dude. I get it. He wants to destroy him, but does he want to go to jail for?
That's pure fucking evil right there. Watching this guy burn in real time.
Yeah, like I'm thinking, like he's not gonna take a chance. He might get arrested for stealing $8,000.
Right.
But he wants to fuck with George. He knows his mind goes, oh, they're fucked if they lose this money. While that's happening, I was thinking, couldn't the valet been a nice person and just rat him out?
Could have.
He just been like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Give the fucking money back. You fucking stealing this money back. Or couldn't he be like, hey,
I agree.
I know the Baileys would love to know what happened to that money. How much you going to give me of that?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No, you're right.
He's going to do that shit.
Yep.
Anyways,
so
cut back to the Bailey building and loan. Violet, the little hoochie mama, shows up.
I only wear this when I don't care what I look like.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, exactly.
So she shows up and she's leaving town. Things aren't making it for her. So George goes in the back and he's like, and he's like, it takes courage to leave, good for you. And then he gives her some extra money to show you fucking what George is. Like, what a man he is. He's just like, here, what do you want to sell that hat and that fur? It's a rent cost over there in New York. And like, he's just incredible. Like, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So he gives Violet the money and she gives him a kiss and she leaves the lipstick on her. So when he walks out, people are like, hey, what's going on there?
Ooh, well, I just had to take care of Violet.
Ooh, she just had to make a late night deposit.
Yeah, exactly. Whew, no withdrawal on my end.
Oh, they love it. Violet shows up and the bank examiner's like, let's go. I got to fucking do shit. And then he's like, hey, where's Uncle Billy? And he's in the office because Uncle Billy ran back in the office. He's looking for the money.
Fucking
and he's
dope.
Like, that fucking scene when he opens the money, like, Uncle Billy, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I love that they shut the door and you can only imagine him telling it. You don't hear him telling George
exactly
what happened.
Yeah.
So you don't see it, but then George opens the door like what the fuck? And he's like going around the counters, like looking for everything.
Psychotic.
And he says, hey, and whatever that guy's name is, Euler, whatever his name is, like, did you see him leave the money? He had it on his desk on him before he left. And he's like, what the fuck? So then you see him trying to take Uncle Ace out and retrack his steps.
Yep.
And you can see Potter opening up his fucking shades and watching them.
That scene, right? That's the scene that kind of really goes up my ass. I'm like, this guy is like fucking Darth Vader. Like, this guy is pure evil. He's watching these people fret and shit
he gets
themselves.
Worse.
No,
he gets worse.
It gets way worse, but it's just so.
No, I'm saying he gets worse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, so he's retracting his steps. He can't fucking find, and then they show him back at the office. Like, it's late. George is like all of a sudden disheveled. Like, you can tell he's lost his fucking mind.
Yep.
And I fucking loved. I mean, if we could do top 5 scenes, this might be one of my favorite fucking scenes.
Go ahead.
He's fucking going at Uncle Ace there. Like, where the fuck is that money? And he calls him a silly, stupid old fool.
Yep.
And it means bankruptcy and scandal in prison. And one of us is going to jail, and it's not going to be me.
It's not going to be me.
Yeah, and then the squirrel goes up to Uncle Ace crying. I don't even remember that before, but I noticed it now when I watched this. George comes home while everyone is like decorating and festive, the kids and everything. And he comes home like a fucking alcoholic dad in the 70s, kicking shit around.
I can relate, although I'm not an alcoholic dad in the 70s. But if that fucking kid didn't stop playing that fucking song on the piano.
How do you spell Frankenstein? I don't know, you fucking prick.
Look it up.
Yeah.
And you over there.
Go on Google.
What the shit with that fucking piano?
Yeah, you fucking little bitch. George comes home. He's yelling at everybody. He forgot to bring the wreaths home. And they're like, what a... And it just... Then there's another beautiful scene.
Yeah.
He just grabs the youngest son and he holds him and he just breaks down and cries.
Yeah. And that's how... And then the camera... And the camera pans to Donna Reed.
Oh,
and it's such
that scene.
Yeah, it's such perfect movie making that you see him like just embracing his youngest and breaking out, and then the camera goes to Donna Reed, and the look on her face, she's like, there is something wrong with my husband.
Yeah, what's going on?
This is not him. This is not him.
Because she's kind of carrying a conversation.
Yep.
Decorating, not paying attention what's happening.
Right.
And then all of a sudden she kind of looks at him and sees it and not really putting it together. And then all of a sudden it hits her. Something's up.
Something's wrong.
Fuck. And she's like, her husband is not like this. No. Something happened. Then he starts barking at all the kids. Mom says we can stay up to midnight and sing Ace songs. Yeah. no one's singing fucking Torpedo Girl or Bronx Boy.
Mom, Dad said we can sing Constantly Cute until midnight.
He said I can work on Genghis Khan on the piano. Oh man. And his wife's like, family's gonna come over and And George is like, I don't want all these fucking kiss tards coming over.
Dude, when he flips out, I'm like, that's me. Why are these people? I don't want anybody in my house.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
And then they find out Zuzu, the youngest daughter, is sick. I love how the girl just left this afternoon.
I know.
With no jacket on because she didn't want her flower there. But she already got sick instantly.
Yep. Yeah.
And a doctor had already seen her and
Yeah.
already said, you'll be fine by this evening. Like all this shit happened in an afternoon, right? Yep. So George bitches about the house. Why do we have to live here? And then why do we have to live in this town? Why do we have to have all these kids? Dude,
that is so unintentional. That is so
Yeah.
unintentionally funny.
Why do we have to have all these kiss tarts around? That's like Gene, Paul, and Ace sitting around like, fuck, dude, what are we doing in this fucking club? Like, what do we have to have all these kiss tarts around?
It's Paul walking around Vegas. Why do we have to be here with all these kiss tards? Stop playing that, Peter.
Yeah. Anyways, he takes the stairs up to go see Zuzu. The knob comes off again.
Oh.
He sees his daughter, and then the big scene is that his daughter has a rose and the petals fall off. And to fool her from thinking he pasted them back on, he puts them in his pocket.
Yep.
Foreshadowing.
Yes, indeed.
And when he walks down the stairs, the teacher, who all this happened in an afternoon,
love it,
had called to be like, oh yeah, let me just call this kid's house. Teacher nowadays is like, fuck off. I don't want to call these people's house.
And then George Bailey just has fucking roid rage on this woman.
What kind of, maybe my kids don't have the best clothes. What the fuck is that? He's like, stupid, silly old people like you. Is that where my tax dollars go?
It's like he's pulling a fucking pinheads and patriots. Is this where my tax dollars go?
Let's get the whole Bill O'Reilly on her. Come on, Combs. Is that where my tax dollars go?
That's exactly
stupid people like you to get my kid sick, sending my kid home half naked. And then he's like, she hung up. I'll hang her up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Mr. Welsh picks up the phone, right?
Yeah.
Oh, who's that? Oh, Mr. Welsh, yeah? Anytime you think you're the man enough to do it, and he gets into a fight with them, George flicks out, knocks shit around, and then he starts realizing, what the fuck am I doing? He apologizes to everybody and leaves. And then Mary's like, George, why don't you? And she almost said something she would probably regret. And then George walks out, and then the kid's like, is Daddy okay? And it's like, should we pray for him? She's like, yes. Pray for Daddy. And that's the prayers you probably heard in the beginning of the movie.
Beginning of the movie. Exactly. Yes. Yep.
So now George, on his last legs, thinks only one in town that can help me is Potter. Yep. So he goes to Potter. And this is why I'm saying it gets worse. Potter now fucks with him.
Yep.
And he knows the whole story, he knows what happened, and that George lost the money. And he's fucking with him. Maybe you misplaced it. And George says, I just misplaced $8,000. You misplaced it.
Yeah.
Even till the end, he's not letting Uncle Billy take the rap.
Yep.
And that's why I think Potter's annoyed that George is being like generous to his uncle.
Yeah. Yeah. He wants to burn him down. And he's like, he figures out that George is not going to do that.
And so he's like, well, you want me to help you? What do you have? What do you have? And he says, I have nothing. I have a $15,000 life insurance policy and $500 in equity.
Yep.
Basically cash surrender value. And Potter then goes on a tirade on him.
Oh,
what are you but a frustrated young man? And nothing but a little miserable kiss tard crawling on his hands and knees to me.
Yep.
And who has nothing but a miserable kiss tard Tiger Beat magazine. You're worth more dead than alive, he basically
that's
says.
that's the line right there.
Yeah. And he tells him that, and George, the light goes off. Oh,
yep.
Maybe I can save my family that way.
Yep.
And Potter says, I'll do you one better. He as a shareholder in the buildings and loan, I'm going to swear out a warrant for your arrest. And he calls the cops. George walks out. Go home. They can't help you. He walks out, and it's snowing, and he goes to Martini's.
Yep.
His friend that he helped buy that shithole bar or fucking home, whatever. And at Martini's, he starts praying. And while he's praying, he asks God to show him the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you first meet Nick, the bartender.
Yep.
And then he's like, Bailey? And Mr. Martin goes, go home, Mr. Bailey. He goes, Bailey?
Oh, yeah. And then you look
What's
over.
Bailey?
Yep.
This is here, Mr. George Bailey. I love that guy's accent, Nick. Mr. George Bailey.
Yeah, I love that guy. Yeah.
And Welsh is the guy that's at the bar, and Welsh just ends up punching George in the mouth.
Yep.
Get out of here, Mr. Welsh! Get out of here! You hit my best friend!
I love that. I love that. You hit my best friend!
The man of Welsh. He don't come in my place anymore, eh, Nick?
Yep.
And so George is all fucked up, and they're like, yeah, fuck it. We don't have no liability back then. Get your fucking car and shit-faced and drive off in the snow.
Yeah, thanks for the sign, God. I asked for help, and I get punched in the face.
But I'm just saying, like, the bar is like,
yeah.
Right, see you, man. Get in your car.
Back then, they don't give a shit. Yeah, they didn't care.
It ain't my problem.
Nope.
So drunk, he almost gets hit by a car. He fucking runs into the tree, and some old guy comes out, bitches at him, and says, "Hey, this is the oldest tree in Bedford Falls. Hey, where you going, you stupid drunk?" What does he call him?
Yeah, where you going, you crazy drunk, or whatever he calls him. Yeah.
So George walks to that famous scene, to that famous bridge.
The bridge.
With the beautiful snow falling down.
Yep.
And he looks at his fucking policy and he's like, all right, I'm going to do it. Here's the thing I don't get. If he drowns with that policy.
Right.
What do you think? They have backup copies of that shit?
Well, not to mention, it's pretty common knowledge that usually suicide negates a life insurance policy.
Yeah. Like, I'm just thinking.
But I know what you mean.
Like, maybe they did policy, like the policy company's going to come out, but they're going to come out of the woodworks and be like, yeah, we owe you money because your husband died.
Right, exactly.
They fucking ruin it. And then he's there and he's about to jump. And then this always fucking got me. All of a sudden they cut and there's an old guy smiling on the bridge.
Yeah.
And if the first time you've seen this movie, you're like, what the fuck? Who's that?
What is that? Yeah.
It's so like spooky. Like, what the fuck is that? Who's that?
Well, so this is what I wanted to say. Like, this is when the movie right here, it kind of turns into like its own version of like a Christmas Carol, where Scrooge sees the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future, and what his life was like, what his life would be like, etc. So it's a take on that, but go ahead, because then we meet Clarence.
No, but like for me, this is when it gets almost like science fiction, and I wouldn't say horror.
It does.
But it's kind of like Twilight Zone.
This is a Twilight Zone episode right here. Yes.
It also, the music changes.
It's creepy.
It's like music.
It's like dreamlike music.
This part on.
Yeah. It's Twilight Zone music.
You don't hear it before, and it comes up, and it's that ooh, like that, like ooh, what the fuck?
Because what you're about to see is literally horrifying.
Yeah, and Clarence looks like a fucking ghost. Anyways, Clarence realizes he knows George well enough that George ain't going to kill himself if he can help somebody. So Clarence jumps into the water. I don't understand how George was going to die. That wasn't that high of a fucking fall.
Freeze to death, probably. That's the only thing I could think of. The jump wasn't going to kill him. He was just going to drown or freeze to death.
Okay. So he jumps in the water. George jumps in after him and saves him. And then there's that fucking dumb idiot lighthouse guy.
Oh, yeah, the bridged guy. He's all fucking spitting his sunflower seeds, whatever the fuck he's doing.
A spittoon, whatever the fuck he's got.
Yeah.
And then they're getting warm in the lighthouse. And then there's a bunch of like little comedy bits that happen when Clarence is shocking the moron guy by saying, this is my gown. I passed away in it.
Yep.
And then he's already dry, and the guy's shaking his head like, what the fuck? He's already dry? And he's got Tom Sawyer, the book, and he's dry, and that's dry.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, how'd you fall in? And he's like, I didn't fall in. I jumped in to save George.
Yep.
And George is like sitting there trying to get warm. And he's just like, what? It's like, how do you know my name? And he said, and the old guy says, well, it's against the law to commit suicide here. How many times have we heard that joke?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he says that he came from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, I guess that he's got your mouth's bleeding. It's a prayer, an answer to my prayer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he's like, no, I'm your answer to your prayer. Clarence Oddbody, AS2, Angel second class.
Second class. Yep.
And he spooks the lighthouse guy. Clarence says he's his guardian angel, but he hasn't earned his wings yet, and he needs to earn them by having George let him help him. George says, if he hadn't been born, everybody would probably be better off. And George starts getting annoyed with Clarence. George says, you wish you were never born? You mustn't say things like that. I love the way he uses that tone to him.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Clarence says, okay, you got your wish. And then this is so weird. The door opens.
Yep.
Which is strange. George is never born, but the weather changes.
Well, I think that's just I think it's signifying to us that now this is where it begins, the world without George, like right now.
The door opens by the wind.
Yep.
The music changes. His lips not bleeding. He can hear in his ear.
Yep.
It stops snowing and his clothes are dry. And then that music starts again. That fucking music is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So they walk out. George can't find his car. And then that guy comes out that he hit the tree with. And he's like, where's my car? And he's like, who the fuck are you, you drunk fuck? And he goes up and sniffs him.
Yeah.
Right. Like you fucking drunk.
I love that.
And there's no gash in the tree. And the old man calls this Pottersville. Bedford Falls. I don't think I know where I live. So there's the first fact. It's now called Pottersville.
Yep.
So then they say, let's go to Martini's. And when they go to Martini's, it's like a wild saloon now.
Well, it's like everything's
gambling place.
Everything's filthy now and dirty and like
wildlife.
Like dive bar,
Yeah. And Nick is there.
Yep.
And Nick kind of owns it. He's like, where's Martini? He's like, you want a martini?
Yeah.
No, the owner. He's like, look, I'm the fucking owner. You want a drink? And he says something like, we serve hard drinks for people who want to get drunk fast.
Yep.
And we don't need characters to give the joint atmosphere. Or do I have to punch you in the fucking nose there, fucking Ace?
Yeah, exactly.
And then they hear the bell, and that's when Clarence says the story about every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wing.
Yep.
And that's when he says, and the guy looks at them crazy. Nick is like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, he's okay. He's okay. He's never grew up. How old are you? And then Clarence is like 293 years old. That's when Nick gets pissed and says, out you two pixies go. Out two, like Peter Criss, out you two fuckers go.
That's it. Yeah, he's got that exaggerated accent. Yep.
Yeah. He's basically Peter Criss. Tell him the
out the door, out the window.
Yeah. And another thing, where do you get off calling me Peter Criss?
Yeah.
Well, that's your name, isn't it? I don't know you from a hole in the wall.
I love that. Yep.
And then as he says that, Gower walks in.
Oh, this is the first like real punch in the face. No pun intended.
Mr. Hey, come in here. And then he sprays him with like seltzer.
Yeah,
and George sees him.
Yeah.
And he's just like, Mr. Gower, don't you know me? He's like, no, get the fuck out of here, you loser. I'm a kiss-tard. Yeah. I ain't that much of a kiss-tard.
Yeah.
And he's like, and so he goes, Nick, isn't that Mr. Gower, the druggist or the chemist? And that's another reason Nick says to him that I shouldn't like you. That guy spent 20 years in jail for poisoning a kid. So if you know him, you must be a jailbird too.
You must be a jailbird yourself.
And that's another thing.
Yeah, jailbird.
Me and Peter Criss are going to go play out of control on this new fucking jukebox.
No, we aren't.
Well, anyways, then they get fucking tossed face first into the snow outside.
Yep.
And then that's when Clarence tells him he wasn't there to save Gower. And then he sees the place called, hey, that should be Martini's. It says Nick's up top, not Martini. The music changes, and it gets really spooky then.
Yep.
And Clarence reiterates to him again, you were never born. Then who am I? He's like, you have no identity. He's looking for his wallet. You have no papers, no insurance policy. The music hits again. And he says, they're not there either. Zuzu's pedals. You've been given a great gift, George. A chance to see what the world would be like without you. I fucking know those lines.
Oh, I know.
It moves me every time.
Yep.
When he says that.
It's unbelievable.
And he goes, I'm going home. And Clarence like, what home? Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's like, walking through the town. The town now is all shopping, crazy. Police sirens are going off. Dance halls, fights are being broadcast. Dancing, cocktails, pawnbrokers, girls.
Yeah, it's like the fucking combat zone in the 80s. It's just
clubs,
it's all shitty. Yep.
Yeah, it's like the fucking like Vince Neil sings at the Dollhouse and Fort Lauderdale. Just
Pretty
a bunch
much.
of fucking strip joints.
Strip joints and bars and just shitty. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fucked up. And then he sees Violet getting arrested, probably for, they wouldn't say it, but basically prostitution.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she became.
Yeah, and she's having a breakdown. Yeah.
And he's like, hey, isn't that the building Bailey and Loan? He says to the police officer arresting her.
Yep.
That place went out of business years ago. And then he sees Ernie, the cabbie, his buddy, and he's like, Ernie, take me home. And he's like, home? Where the fuck is that? And he says that old house they lived in.
Gives him the address.
And he's like, what the fuck? And then he says, like, hey, straighten me out. You're Ernie. You're married. You live with this. You have your kid and this, that. And he's like, look, buddy, my wife left me and took the kid.
Mm-hmm.
So Ernie can't keep his wife and he loses his kid because of George Bailey.
Yep.
Is not around. Then Ernie mentions to Bert as they drive by, like, hey, he's tapping his door, like getting Bert's attention, like, fucking follow me. This guy's fucked up.
Yep.
So they show up at the old house where George and Mary lived in the previous life, and it's abandoned. It's a shithole. Then all of a sudden, Clarence shows up in the house. Bert, the cop, comes in. He's being patient with him.
Very patient.
He's
Very
like,
patient.
all right, buddy. Come on, man. You know, he's de-escalating the situation.
That's the word.
Right? And better than most cops today.
Yep.
But he's like, he thinks they're crazy. Then Clarence bites him and George takes off. He grabs Clarence and Clarence just disappears.
Where'd he go? Right? Where'd he go? I had him right here. Where'd he go?
George goes to his childhood home, and this is fucked up.
This is the fucking, maybe the most horrifying part.
His mom looks all fucking like evil looking.
Yeah. She just looks like an old like witch. Like an old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a witch. Like the witch from Snow White in those cartoons.
And that scowl on her face when she opens the door.
And he's like, who are you? And he calls her Ma. And she's like, Ma? And she's got like the house is a boarding house. She's like, I don't let in strangers unless they know somebody they know send me. He goes, I know everybody you know. Well, yeah, like who? And he's like, well, your brother-in-law, Uncle Billy. And he's like, oh, yeah, when'd you see him last? This morning at his house. That's a lie. He's been in the insane asylum ever since he lost his business.
Imagine that. Fucking horrifying, man.
He must have been like, good, fuck him. He deserves it.
Fucking idiot. He's the reason why I'm playing this game right now.
Now I'm fucking dealing with all this shit because that fucking drunk ace. He walks out, and then there's that churning of the head image of George Bailey, and the camera pans to him real close
up,
face.
And he's like, fuck.
George is going into what would be best described as madness.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? Clarence shows up again and tells George about the effects. And you know, he says he's going to go to see Martini, like the effects of his life, like not being around.
Yep.
And he says he's going to go back to Martini. He's the last person I spoke to before all this shit happened. And he's like, you know where he lives? He lives in Bailey Park, which is now a cemetery again.
Imagine. Oh.
Yeah. And he's like, where are all the houses? And Clarence says, you weren't there to build them.
That's right.
And then he just so happens, because it's a movie, to land right on Harry's fucking gravesite.
Fucking brutal.
It's like like that part in A Christmas Carol where he sees his own grave and it's like, no, this can't be. And he fucking pushes it aside and you can see that it's his name on there.
And then when Clarence explains what happened with his brother, and it's just brutal.
The way he talks and says it, your brother Harry drowned, broke through the ice and drowned at the age of 9. And he says, that's a lie. He went on to war. He got a Congressional Medal of Honor. He saved all those transport.
Those people died.
And the way, like, I love the Clarence lines. And from when Clarence says, every man on that transport died because Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry. He says, see, George, you really had a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it away? George asks him for Mary, and Clarence says he's not going to like it.
Yeah.
And he yells at him, and she's like, she's an old maid. She's closing up the library. That's the last we see of Clarence.
Yep.
George runs, and he finds Mary, and he screams at her like a fucking rapist, fucking murderer.
Absolute psycho.
And she's like, Mary. And she's like, what the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, and hot Donna Reed now looks like a nun.
Oh, yeah. So they walk into a bar, and he's like, Tom, Ed. And he's like, Mary. And they're all like, no, you don't. And then Bert shows up, the cop, and George punches him in the mouth.
Yep.
And starts running away. And Bert, out of nowhere, pulls out his gun with people all over the street, just shoots aimlessly into the fucking crowd. Dude, surprised he didn't strike at least one or two pedestrians.
Dude, Bert skipped firearms training, pulling out a gun in the middle of a main street downtown Pacquiao, just firing like a shooting gallery.
There are people like where George is running by, like, what the fuck?
Unbelievable.
Oh my God, that part is fucking amazing. So George is running away, and he ends up, because it's a movie, right back on the bridge.
Yep.
And he starts praying, and he screams for Clarence. And he says, I want to live again, up to about 4 times. And then he cries, and he puts his head down, and then the snow comes.
Dude, when it starts snowing again,
because we've seen this movie.
Yeah.
So we know what that means. Like,
right.
He's safe. When you see that, it's just like, almost like, and I don't want to get too religious here.
Oh, go ahead.
It's almost like God.
Yeah.
It's like shining his light, but it's it's the snow.
Well, that's exactly what it is. Yep. That's exactly what it is.
And it's just so moving. And then all of a sudden, George!
I love it.
Now get out of here, Bert. I'll punch you in the mouth. What's the Sam Hill you yelling about there, George?
Yeah.
All of a sudden now he's a fucking
George.
hillbilly.
You know me?
Do you really know me? I've been looking all over town for you, you piece of shit. Your fucking wife has been giving everybody hand jobs just to see if we can find you.
Yeah, you just assaulted your family. What the fuck's the matter with you?
Yeah. Mary's going nuts down there. You better take care of that woman.
Mary and Mr. Gower, you wouldn't believe what's going on.
Mr. Gower's popping all sorts of Cosby pills in on everybody. And he's got this Jell-O pudding pops.
He's making these special mixed drinks down at Martini's. The Cosbypolitan.
He's got Annie waking up with her pants on the wrong side. Woo-hoo! His Cosby mocktails. So anyways, he's like, George, your mouth is bleeding. My mouth is bleeding. Zuzu's pedals. Zuzu's pedal. And he finds the pedals. And he said, what do you know about that? Merry Christmas. He puts his hands up. We all know that fucking scene.
That famous scene running through Bedford Falls.
Yep. He runs and sees his car, and he smacks it. Then he walks in. He sees this is the movie. This is like the advertising for all holiday movies and holiday events. George Bailey walking into Bedford Falls after coming back out of that reality. And he's just saying hi to everybody. He's yelling at all the stores, Merry Christmas. And then he runs into Billy Yaloon, and he runs into Mr. Potter. Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter, and Happy New Year to you. In jail. Yeah. Go on home. They're all waiting for you.
Yep.
He gets there. The bank examiner's there. Reporters are there. The DA is there. And he's, George, I have something. He's like, that's it. You have a warrant for my arrest. Ain't that beautiful? He runs up and sees his kids, and he's just hugging his kids and loving. The knob comes off the house off the stairs again. He doesn't care. He's all happy.
He gives it a. He's so excited. Nothing's bothering him now. He's just happy to be back.
Yeah, and he's just loving his kids and hugging them. And he's like, your mom went looking for you. And then the door opens, and that cut of Mary coming in with the scarf on her head.
Oh, she looks stunning.
And she's like, sees that George is home and he's safe.
Yep.
And just like runs up the stairs, and he's just like basically finger banging her on the stairs.
He is
kids.
Definitely.
He's like, yeah, give me some of that, Mary.
Give me some of that. Lift that skirt up.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Oh, kids. Welcome, brother number 5 or sister number 5. Bailey kids are about to be made tonight.
Yep.
And then they all come down, George. She brings him down into like the family room. They have a table there. He's like, get behind the tree. Like there's the tree behind him. And then all of a sudden, Uncle Billy comes in first.
Dumbass.
And he has a basket full of money.
Yeah.
And everybody's happy walking in behind him. And Uncle Billy says, Mary did it, George. Mary did it. And like, I fucking melt when he says that. And they cut to Mary's face, and she's just like, like, I don't want the credit. Dude, what a fucking wife.
Imagine.
She didn't just sit back and do anything.
Yeah.
She went out and was like, fucking, what's going on? Because remember when he walked out of the house, she called Uncle Billy. And he probably told her.
He told her what. Yeah. And now she's gonna get super laid tonight.
Oh, yeah. Uncle Billy's gonna get in there too. So all of a sudden he's like, Mary did it. Mary did it. And so all the people come in and start giving money. These townspeople that you painstakingly met throughout this movie.
Yep.
All these little characters, all these little things.
They're all back.
Tying in. Mm-hmm. The first guy in says, if you pay attention, I paid attention now and I caught it. Yep. I don't remember this before. That dick from when there was a run on the bank. And he's like, oh, in case there's another run on the bank. And he's the first one to drop money in for him.
I remember. Yeah.
That guy.
Yep.
The mom comes in. Martini comes in. He says, I broke open the jukebox for you.
Yep.
Mr. Gower again.
Everybody. Every character
Violet
in the movie
decided not to come back. She's like, I'm not going to leave. Annie brings her big ass back. Oh,
George, I got some of this.
Get married.
Ooh, I got some of this for you.
Yeah.
I got some of this for you.
I'm going to take Mr. Gower and Uncle Billy in the back.
Ooh.
And so then Ernie comes back, and this stuff again. I sound like a broken record, like shit that moves me.
Me too.
And he reads a cable. Mr. Gower.
Yep.
Got a hold of Sam.
Yep.
Said that you need money. My office is prepared to give you $25,000.
Imagine.
Hee-haw, Sam Wainwright.
Yeah. Amazing.
So, I mean, the fact that Mr. Gower went out and like, I'll get it for him.
Yep.
And then Sam just heard it and is like, fucking give him this money.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's amazing. Every gesture that George did to all these people, they all loved him so much that they all paid it back somehow.
Even the bank examiner gives money.
Yep.
And then the DA guy rips up what was supposedly probably a warrant.
The warrant.
And starts singing. And they all start singing.
Old Lang Syne.
Yes, thank you. And then fucking Harry has to come in and steal the fucking spotlight.
Of course.
This fool flew in from a blizzard to come down here. And Bert the cop brings him in, and Harry comes in and says the famous line that everyone knows, to my big brother George, the richest man in town. And then they all start singing again, and everybody's happy and big smile. And then they sing more, and then there's all of a sudden a book, and it's Tom Sawyer. And it's in the basket. And George opens it up, and he says, Dear George, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Thanks for the wings. Love, Clarence. Mary's like, who's that? And then another thing that gets me on the breakdown. George, that's a Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine.
Yep.
The bell rings.
The bell rings.
It says, teacher says, bells ring, an angel gets his wings. That's right. Attaboy, Clarence. And they still sing and just smile.
Yep.
And if that's not the happiest ending you've ever seen in a movie, or just doesn't make it. And I just ended my narration with tears are flowing because they did again when I saw it early this afternoon.
Yeah, every time I watch this movie, that very end, when he opens up the book and he's like, no man is a failure who has friends. And you look at everything this guy's gone through and how wonderful and human he was to everybody. And how, I mean, yeah, it's a movie. It's a perfect world, but friends like that, they're there for you. And I know it's kind of corny, but I don't give a fuck because the movie's amazing and it hits me every fucking time I see it.
That's why it's my favorite.
Yep.
What's amazing about this movie is A Christmas Carol and this, they make me cry every time I see them. Christmas Carol is beautiful too. That's an easier story to tell. Redemption from somebody that felt was wrong and got evil.
Yep.
And then saw the error of his ways.
Yeah.
And his heart like loosened up and melted.
Yeah.
How do you tell the story and make this about somebody that's always been a good guy
Right.
and make it like a Christmas redemption? He's a
Right.
great guy. He's been helping people because he didn't see.
He didn't.
He sees the worth in everyone else, but he didn't see the worth in himself.
That's exactly right. Yep. He had no idea how valuable he was. Yep.
And it's such story in this Frank Capra, like family, community, little hometown America.
Yep.
All this shit. And it's like that one person touches his neighbor and can affect a million people. I will say this again. I don't want to get too political. Where the fuck is this happening in this country now?
Oh, I mean, this hasn't happened.
It's stupid of a thought that this would happen now.
I mean, this hasn't happened in quite a long time, but this sure as shit ain't going to happen in the last 10, 15, 20 years. But yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Don't you know?
But I will say this. In a small circle, okay? Let me say something like this, okay? And bear with me, please. I know this is an emotional episode here, and you asked the question, so I'm going to answer. And forgive me if I get a little bit worked up here, but you know what this is, Zeus? This exists. You want to know why? Because when the worst thing in the world happened to me, people out there, some that I had never even personally met, did things for me and my family that I would have never imagined in a million years. So it's out there. But unfortunately, sometimes the most dramatic and drastic things have to happen for those things to be seen in the world. And that's all I'll say about that point.
And I know you've mentioned that to me privately before.
Yep.
And I get it. And you have a different perspective that I, fortunately, can't share with you.
Right. Okay? Of course.
But right. I will say, like, there's always one or two you'll see in a paper.
Yeah.
Story about like a longtime coach retiring.
Yes.
And he's helped hundreds of kids.
Yep.
School, get into colleges, come back and help them out in many different ways. You'll hear about that stuff. But we don't share. And I should take it this way then. You might be right, Tom. We don't share in that information. We don't publicize that information.
Nope.
We're too busy talking about, hey, check out this video of the guy walking down the street getting into a fight with some other guy, and then his buddy comes around the corner and sucker punches him, and they're all laughing at him, and everybody's filming it.
That's it. Yeah, no, you're right.
That's what gets on TV. That's what gets on your feed on social media. And I'm not saying we don't have our fun and we don't joke around and we don't fucking sometimes get cranky and bitchy and whatever that stuff.
Right.
Fair enough. But I'm pretty confident that I've done some very nice things in my life, and other people have too.
Yep.
Because it all matters when it's important.
That's right.
What do you do?
That's right.
When you get into a lane and the car fucking cuts in front of you and you stick the middle finger up, that shit is shit.
Right.
Okay. But if somebody loses their house and in a fire, and the neighborhood comes together and helps and supports them, that should be front page news. That should be covered. But it's not. It's not. Shit.
Now I don't watch the news, but I know that the news is famous for this.
News either.
Right. I don't watch the news.
My social media feed is full of stupid shit.
But I know that the news used to do this, and I'm sure they probably still do. 30 minutes of terrible stories, fires, shootings, car accidents, whatever. And then at the very end, they'll be like, we hope everyone has a good night. We're going to leave you with this story. And it's a story about a high school coach. It's a wonderful story, but it's an addendum to the horror that they just gave you for 30 minutes.
Yeah. And it will be like, oh, Patches was lost for 2 months.
Right.
And somebody found her and brought him home. And here's the photo of the video of the reunion with his owners, and they hugging their cat. And
roll credits, and that's it. Yeah, we don't care about that. Next time, tune in at 11 o'clock. We're going to tell you more about the shooting.
If you watch It's a Wonderful Life and you don't leave that with saying, I want better for my fellow man, or I want to be a better person, I think there's something wrong with you.
I agree.
But if you're going to be that way, try not to be a fake nice guy.
That's the worst kind of person there is.
I don't know if he's worse than just a real asshole, but it's not.
Actually, I think a fake nice guy is worse than a real asshole because at least the real asshole is letting you know where he stands. You can trust that person to be a real asshole. You know what you're dealing with.
On that note, Merry Christmas to all and peace out, Girl Scout. Oh, you over here? Yeah, I'm over here now.
Zeus, it's me. I want to end the show now.
Jesus Christ, Tom. Jesus Christ. Let's end the show now while we got the muscle.